Hey there, and a very warm welcome to Magis. We're so excited to share our story with you, mainly because we really believe it's also the beginning of your story with us. So, let's jump in.
And we truly mean that. We put this slide here for a reason. Whether you're brand new or just checking things out, we are genuinely happy to have you here. You know, community is all about connection, and for us, that connection starts right here, right now.
So let's start with our name, Magis. You might be wondering, what does that even mean? Well, it's Latin and it means more for God. But for us, it's so much more than just a name, it's really our whole mission. Think of it as this constant, gentle invitation to look for a little more in our spiritual lives. You know, more purpose, more connection, more love. And over the next few minutes, we're going to show you exactly what that looks like in our community.
Every great community has an origin story, right? Ours didn't start in some quiet, perfect setting. It actually started during a really challenging time, with a group of people asking a pretty simple question: how can we make a difference? And we're not sharing this as some dusty history lesson. We're sharing it because the questions they were asking are the very same ones that bring all of us together today. This is the foundation that you're now a part of.
So picture this. It's October 1985. A group of couples, feeling the pressure of all the political turmoil happening around them, got together to figure out, what's our role in all this? And a Jesuit priest, Father Ruben Tanseco, he didn't give them a political answer. He gave them a spiritual one. He challenged them to start a journey of growth, using Ignatian spirituality as their guide. And believe it or not, just a little over a year later, in December '86, that small group became an official community, Magis.
And this, right here, this was the challenge at the very heart of it all. It wasn't about some complicated philosophy. It was about four simple but really powerful ideas: to live a life of stewardship, simplicity, sharing, and service to others. This one sentence has been our guide since day one, and it's the very same invitation we're extending to you today.
Okay, so how do we actually live out that challenge today? Well, to get that, we look to our guiding principles, what we like to call our shared North Star. It's what keeps our whole community moving in the same direction, together.
Now, this slide might look a little formal, but it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Think of our mission as what we do. We share practices that help us respond to God's love. It's our action. The vision, on the other hand, is who we're trying to become: a community of families on a mission, grounded in Ignatian spirituality, all working together to bring a little bit of God's kingdom right here to earth. It's our big shared goal.
Remember that founding challenge we just talked about? Those four values: stewardship, simplicity, sharing, and service. Well, they aren't just words on a page. For us, they're the four pillars that hold up our entire community. So let's take a quick look at what each one really means to us.
First up is stewardship. And this is just this simple, beautiful idea that everything we have, our time, our talents, our money, all of it is a gift from God. Our only job is to take care of those gifts and use them well with a grateful heart.
Next, we have simplicity. You know, in a world that is just so noisy and is always pulling us in a million different directions, simplicity is our way of consciously focusing on what actually matters. It's about clearing out the clutter, not just in our closets, but in our minds and hearts, to make more room for God and for each other.
And you can see how that leads right into our third pillar, sharing. This is our active promise not to just hang on to all the gifts we've been given, but to give them away freely and generously, whether that's our time, a skill we have, or our resources.
And finally, service to others. This is where the rubber meets the road, right? This is our faith in action. It's all about looking beyond ourselves, especially towards those who are poor or on the margins, and actively doing our part to make the world a more just and peaceful place. These four pillars, they're woven into everything we do.
Okay, so we've talked about what we believe. Now for the fun part: how we actually live it out. Because it's one thing to have these great values, but how do they show up in our day-to-day lives? How do we walk this path together? Well, it all starts right here with our spiritual foundation. Everything we do is rooted in this. And a real cornerstone for us, something that's kind of like our operating system, is the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius. It just gives us a really practical, down-to-earth way to find God in our everyday lives. So this isn't about abstract ideas. It's about a living, breathing faith.
So what does this mean for you, personally? Well, we support each other's growth through practices like these. For example, the Daily Examine. It sounds fancy, but it's really just a simple, powerful way to look back on your day and notice where God showed up. It's all about building a life where we're listening for God's voice with the support of friends and moments of quiet, like our annual retreats.
And of course, our faith doesn't stop at the church door. It comes right into our homes. We really believe that the family is the very first community, the first place where we learn to live and share our faith. That's why we put such a big emphasis on things like couple dialogue and family prayer. It's all about intentionally making God the center of our most important relationships.
And then we zoom out one more level to all of us together as a community. This is our support system. We pray together, we think through things together, and we share what's really going on in our lives in small groups. This is where we celebrate with each other and carry each other's burdens. And it's so important because it means you are never, ever alone on your journey.
So, we've walked through our history, our values, and our practices. But just like we said at the very beginning, this isn't just our story. It's an invitation to you. This marks the start of your journey with us, an invitation to find that more for God in your own life.
So, we'll leave you with this question. And it's not a test, there's no right answer. It's just something to hold in your heart. How will you seek more for God with us? We've shown you our path, and we sincerely hope you'll come walk it with us. Come and see. Join a small group. Come to one of our celebrations. Your beginning starts now. Welcome to Magis Deo.